Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Success Triangle. My name is Peter Tam and I'm a DIC consultant. And today in episode 9, we will finally touch on the C, the fourth personality type in the DISC system, and how the C would lies and relate to the D, the I, the F, and its own kind, the C. And with that, we will have completed your understanding of all four personality types and how you can relate with each one. And with that understanding, you can now work with other people, wherever projects you are, or in your relationship and in your team, how you can augment and collaborate with each other to have the best results for your project and the best teamwork possible. So are you ready? If you are ready, let's get started and dive in right now. So the C is called the compliance. These are the people who are very compliant with rules. If you give them rules, they will follow the rules to the T, and they just want to be correct. So another word for C is correctness. They just want to be correct and they want to be compliant with the rules. So what is the general characteristics of the C? Of course, they want to be accurate. They are very analytical. They are very conscientious. They are very careful. And in any things that you want to discuss with them, they always base it on facts. So they are the fact finder. They want to be precise. They have a very high standard and they are very systematic. What is the value of the C to the team then? Their perspective is what you want because they are the anchor of reality. If you are the S and the I, you base on intuition, you base on your feeling, but the C based on facts. So they can complement you very well, especially if you are the S and the I, because they are very thorough in all the activities. And if you're I, you just gloss over all the details. So you may miss out something, and the C will definitely complement you in that respect. The C will define the situation. They will gather data, gather the facts, do all the research. They will criticize and test all information. So you will know, especially with the I, you have all ground covered. But what is the possible weakness or the weaknesses of the C? They need clear-cut boundaries. If you do not give them rules and procedures, they do not really know how to start. They need guidance. They need a framework to work with because they are not initiator. They are very, very good followers. And so even for, not only for action, even for relationship, they need a framework, some kind of rules, some kind of framework or guide that they can follow, which will guide them in the decisions and actions that they need to make. They are bound by procedures and methods, and they can get bogged down with details. They prefer not to verbalize feelings, and if really they are a contentious issue, they will rather give in than argue. Their greatest fear, criticism. Remember, they want to be correct and accurate. So if you criticize them, that is their greatest fear. So how will the high C work with the high D? The C will view the D as argumentative, dictatorial, arrogant, domineering, nervous, pushy, and impatient. Because the high C are very demanding, and if the C are being pushed to the corner, they will use external authority to deflect the high C demand. They will say, well, I didn't say that, but Mr. So-and-so, our boss or the authority or our leader says so. So they will use external authority to deflect the high C demand, or they can become very, very defensive. Definitely, when the high C and the high D comes together, there will be tension because the C focuses on detail and they want to give the detail, while the high C sees the big picture. So the C will have prepared all the research, all the background with stacks of documents to back up their research to show to the D, but the D just won't bother to even take a look at all the hard work that the C have done, and they just want a decision, and the C will find that this D do not really appreciate all their hard work. So, but if the C is the one who want a good relationship with the D, then what must the C do? The C must have direct communication with the D. They must deal with issues in a straightforward manner and negotiate commitment. How about when the high C works with the I? The C will view the I as egoistic, superficial, overly optimistic, glib, too self-assured, and inattentive to details. The high C pessimistic attitude will dampen the high I enthusiasm. The C will highlight possible dangers and problems, and the high C will insist on obtaining all the facts and details before a decision is made. So if the C meets with an I and have to work with an I, what can the C do? The C can be more friendly, complimentary, listen to the ideas and recognize the high I's accomplishment. After all, the high I are egotistical. They want to have the attention and they want all the praise and to be noticed. How about the high C? When the high C works with the S, the high C will view the S as impassive, apathetic, too accepting and lenient, possessive, complacent, and nonchalant. The high C will agree with the high S on the importance of cooperation, of reducing risk, and when using caution in making decisions, because high S are also very passive, they are slow, they do not make decisions very fast. The only thing is, the high C will think the high I may not be precise enough. And the high S wants relationship because they're people-orientated. The high C is task-orientated. So the high C will ignore the high S needs to develop a relationship. To have an effective relationship, the high C must be amiable and relaxed. They must work at establishing relationship with the high S and show appreciation for a task well done by the S. Now, when the C works with another C, when both the C come together, they most likely will view the other C as a perfectionist who's accurate, thorough, systematic, agreeable, and adaptable. Both the C's will work well together. They will cooperate, they will devise careful plans, and they will create extensive control system. But the high C, concern for being correct, will override concern for meeting deadline. So there is a high chance they will miss the deadline. And they may even compete to see who can be the most correct. To have an effective relationship, the C must be natural. Go at a slow pace, talk about facts and details. Be well prepared, plan carefully, and that will not be a problem because the C themselves are well prepared and they definitely naturally will plan carefully. And then accept and encourage doubts and questions, and give ample time for the other C to do evaluation before a decision is made. All right, now that you know all the 4 behavioral styles, what can you do with it? There are 4 behavioral tools, 4 things that you can do. First, you can modify your personality, not your personality, but your action for long-term change. If you know what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, and which of your behavior or your action that is holding you down, that's retarding what you want to achieve, you can modify your behavior accordingly. Number 2, you can capitalize on your strength. If you know the strength of your personality type, you can use it for career planning. You can choose the career that is most suited for your personality type. And number 3, if you want to build a team, you can augment the team. You can choose the personality types that you want in the team that can help with that project in that team to do well. So when you know a certain project needs certain kind of behavior, certain kind of characteristics, you choose members of the team with that kind of characteristics, and then you will have an effective team. And number 4, of course, you blend with them so that you can be effective in that team. So remember the golden rule: do to others what you would like others to do to you. That is the golden rule. But now that you know DISC, you can add once to the platinum rule, and that is do to others what they would like you to do unto them. Because all the 4 personality types have their own preferences, their own behavior, their own style. And now you can augment and blend in and do to them what they would like to be done unto. And so with that, congratulations, you have completed your understanding of all the 4 personality types. And now you can use that for your career planning, for your relationship, for your teamwork, and anything else that you need to do, that you work with people. And in the next episode, episode 10, I will move back into the first element of the success triangle, the internal communication. Congratulations, now you have completed all the 4 personality types. And with your understanding of all the 4 personality types, you can now work together in a team with other people. You can augment yourself. You can use your understanding of your own personality types to choose your career for your own career planning, and also to improve the relationship with your loved ones, be it your spouse, your parents, your children if you're married, or just with your friends and with your colleagues. And so back in the next episode, in episode 10, I will move back into the first element of the success triangle, the internal communication. So till then, take care, God bless, and I see you soon in episode 10. Bye!